Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the January 14th Sunday slate for the NFL. Continuing with Wild Card Weekend, we've got two games to cover. We're going to be talking about the Packers and the Cowboys and the Lions versus the Rams. We have two indoor games, so we don't have to worry about weather. And we have 4 plays for you, and we're also going to be doing another Demon episode that will be released shortly after this video makes it out to you guys. Before we get into the plays, though, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll double your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit a whole 100, you'll get $200 to play with. Just throw that code in there, and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll want notifications on just so you can jump on these plays as soon as possible. If you at least have the option to see what we're getting into and whether or not you want to jump on it, because some of these plays get removed like 20 minutes after our videos drop sometimes. So if your notifications are on, you won't have to worry about that. And if you guys don't mind, just continuing to support the channel by just giving us a like. Liking the video is literally the best way to help us if you appreciate what we're doing over here. Just helps us get in front of a larger audience, and it's been really helping us a lot just grow the channel. So we're really grateful for you guys hooking us up with the likes. And yeah, we're going to get into the plays. The plays that I'm going to be going with, I have 2 fantasy score props, and it's actually from the same game. I'm going to be going with Puka Nacua over 16.5 fantasy score, and Kyren Williams over 16.5 fantasy score as well. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Dontavian Wicks for over 2.5 receptions, and then I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson for over 0.25 sacks.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So these are the plays we're going to be getting into, but we just wanted to mention our new partner, Chalkboard. It's another prop platform, kind of similar to Sleeper, similar to Prize Picks. We've been really enjoying being partnered up with them and getting an opportunity to dive into their app. It's a lot of fun. Some of the things I love about it, I think my favorite feature is that you can set your own lines. And also they have plays you can bet as low as $1. So it's a little bit different of a dynamic than Prize Picks with the $5 minimum. But and also, like, there's no flex plays on Chalkboard, so you definitely take a different approach with it. But it's a lot of fun, and you can, like, pretty much, like, we've been loving getting into like these demon plays on NFL. Well, you can make any play into a demon play on Chalkboard, and you can also do that with basketball too. I actually did that with Isaiah Hartenstein tonight. I felt like he was going to get over his average rebounds, so I just bumped it up to like 13.5, and I ended up getting like a 3 times multiplier on that prop alone. So it's a lot of fun. If you're interested in checking that out, they'll double your first deposit up to 100 as well when you use code BACKDOOR. And there's a link in the description of the video if you're interested in checking that out, just to have like another platform that might have some plays that Prize Picks doesn't, and they offer triple doubles, double doubles, stuff like that. So I just like to have a little bit of diversity in the props that I'm using, just to, I don't know, change things up here and there. And I've noticed it's just like a totally different dynamic. So all day today, I was just making like having a different approach towards the Chalkboard plays than the Prize Picks plays. So a lot of fun. So check them out. We're excited to be partnered up with them. So before we break down these plays, we're going to do our recap from the Saturday games. And for the night show, I had taken, so let me pull it up here. I had taken Clyde Edwards-Helaire for over 15.5 rushing and receiving yards. And trying to see, I know he cashed.
He went for 25.
25 total. Okay, cool. Yeah. Because I know later they didn't have that, so I grabbed his rushing yards as well that cashed. But yeah, so 25. It ended up not being exactly as snowy and just super run heavy as I thought, but it still worked out. And that line was just so low. In fact, Jordy and I, for just a few minutes, they had a Clyde Edwards-Helaire demon for 19.5 rushing yards, which we were like, what in the heck is this? And it ended up going away after like 15 minutes. but we threw it into a couple lineups. But anyways, and then I also took David Njoku for over 13.5 fantasy score. And he hit this. Sorry, man. I'm like
16.3.
16.3. I took a bunch of his demons too, so I've just got so many slips I'm flipping through here. But cool. So we cashed on both of those on my end. How'd you do, Jordy?
Yeah. So I took Isaiah Pacheco for over 65.5 rushing yards. He killed it. He went for 82. I took Martin Emerson for over 3.5 tackles. I felt really good about this one. He got 2 in the first half, and obviously all hell broke loose in that second half. And the offense for Cleveland was just on the field for way too long, so he didn't really have the opportunities to go hit this for us. He did, but we needed the Browns to show up more than they did. So unfortunately for us, Flacco kept throwing those pick sixes, and they ended up getting I think it was 8 minutes of offensive time in the third quarter, and then it was pretty bad. But yeah, unfortunately he didn't hit this for us, so he went for 2. We needed him for 4.
Yeah, that was a real bummer because we were so excited because the first quarter of that game looked like it was playing out exactly how we wanted to.
Yeah.
And then, but we'll get into that later on the Demon video. But cool. So yeah, ended up going 3-1 on the night video. But let's get into these plays for tonight. So my first play with the 16.5 fantasy score for Puka Nacua. I like this a lot. I feel comfortable with both of these. I think these are both going to cash. Obviously, every play that we put out, we expect it to cash. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it. But let's take a look at this over-under here. We have a 51.5 over-under, so that's great. Also, we love that it's indoors. We have the Lions favored by just 3 points. This is going to be such a fun game. We've got double revenge game with Goff and with Stafford. Two good coaches, good offenses, pretty solid defenses. So I'm really excited for this game. Excited for the Packers and Cowboys as well. But if we jump over to Outlier and we take a look at Puka, they don't have fantasy score, so we're going to break this down with a couple different stats here. But if we start with receiving yards, we have a good matchup here. The Lions are 30th in receiving yards allowed to wide receivers specifically. And, depending on the game script, when they need to go to him, Puka gets a lot of attention from Stafford because a lot of times they're really covering Cooper Kupp. And we also have Tyler Higbee questionable. So that's not the huge target share that is going to be vacant, but it's still a little bit. And with this matchup for the receivers, I think that he and Cooper Kupp will get a lot of work. I don't know how healthy he is, but I know that Cooper Kupp has been just a little bit banged up. He's not on the injury report right now, but he doesn't seem like he's at 100%. Still dealing with a little bit of a shoulder, but yeah, we can see Puka is absolutely capable. He's pretty much, he broke all of the rookie records for receiving. It's really easy for him to go over 100 yards here. He's done it 3 times in the last 10 games, which for a rookie, that's great. But also when we jump over to his receptions, there's these random games where he's just going off for receptions, 9 in this game against New Orleans. And with fantasy score, we get a point for every reception. So when we're looking at the receiving yards that he's capable of having, the narrative with Kupp not being totally 100% and Higbee questionable for the game, great matchup. And this is also a receiver who can get into the end zone for sure. He's popped in there a few times over his last 10 games. And if he gets into the end zone, we know this is going to cash. I assume this is going to cash. If he gets in the end zone for sure, but I think he can get there off of yardage and receptions alone. So with it being full PPR, I like this play. If we hop over to Daily Grind, I don't think this is just slightly favored to go under. It's a 50.17% odds to go under 16.5. So keep that in mind. If you're uncomfortable playing it, just fade it. But I think that, these fantasy score props for NFL plays, they tend to go, when they go over, they go way over. So I feel comfortable taking this. That's going to be my first play. And then my second play, we're going with Kyron Williams for more than 16.5 fantasy score. I'm kind of surprised this is as low as it is because he can do it all. If we look at his rushing in particular, this line is currently set at 104.5 on Outlier, and he's gone over this in, what is that, like 6 of his last 10 games, rushing alone. But it is a tougher matchup for the rushing category, the Lions being second in rushing yards allowed, but they're 29th in receiving yards allowed, and a little bit tougher against running backs. They are number 1 against rushing yards and 11th against receiving yards. But we've just seen this guy, what he's capable of. He's going to get fed. He's going to get his touches. The line that I was on was rushing and receiving combined, that he's gone over that 6 out of his last 10. But if you look at the receptions for a running back, he gets a lot of them. Any given game, he can just start popping off with these little situations where Stafford just has to dish it out to him. And again, we get a full point for every reception. And then when we get to my favorite part about this play is the touchdowns. They just, I mean, like he can literally, he's had multiple games with 2 touchdowns. His most recent against the Giants, he went for 3 touchdowns. I really love this play. They are a little bit tougher. They're 3rd in touchdowns allowed against running backs, but altogether, this guy can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's going to get a lot of touches, and he's probably going to get into the end zone. So I'm going to be taking this for more on the fantasy score, just because I want a little bit of everything, kind of similar to Puka. I want the yardage, I want the receptions, I want the touchdown upside. So these are going to be my 2 plays that I'm going to be taking. What about you, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get into mine here, I feel really good about these. I think it's going to be a fun couple games we got here. But this receptions prop is really crazy low. So they just take it away. All right, so I just had one of my lines got completely removed in the middle of this video, which really sucks, but it happens. I mean, luckily if you're in the Discord, you probably did get a hold of that play. So sorry about that one, but they moved it on me pretty quick. I feel pretty good about this one though too. I'm pivoting to David Montgomery, rushing yards at 55.5. He's gone over this 11 out of the 14 games he's played this year, so he's pretty consistent in this category. It's a little bit of a tough matchup for him. They're ranked 7th in rushing yards allowed, but overall they're ranked 12th, giving up 106. So, we've got it's a pretty good value, honestly, for how many attempts he gets. He averages 15.6 attempts per game. As you can see, since he's come back, he's just gone right back into his main role here. So I feel really good about this one too. This one is not juiced to go over or under. It's kind of like a 50-50 shot here. It's juiced a little bit more to the over. We can look at it here on DG probably. Let me type in Montgomery. They're not pulling it up. So I feel pretty good about it though. With the history of the play and how he's done. He went for 65 against Dallas, so pretty hard rushing defense there, and Chicago is also pretty good rushing defense. He went for 66, so not very many teams he hasn't gone over this against. So I'm gonna be taking this one for the over. And then my other play was Aiden Hutchinson for over the basically he can get this by assisting or just getting one, but I'm taking him for over 0.2 sacks, so I think he can get this no problem. He's gone over this in 7 out of 17 games that he's played this year. It's nothing too crazy, but I think he's really going to try to show his whole toolkit in this playoff game. This one is juiced to go over. It's a minus 125. Some people have it at like a minus 130 or higher, so I feel pretty good about this one. He gets to the quarterback a lot. It doesn't show really on paper how good he really is, but this dude is really a special talent. I mean, he's going to be flying in this playoff game, and I think he's going to try to get to them a lot. The matchup, their D-line is really good. They're ranked 1. He hasn't been hit a whole lot this year, But I think in a playoff game like this, I think this guy's really going to try to get to him. Hopefully Goff just doesn't get the ball out super fast all night long and the defense does their job. But I'm going to be taking him for 0.2 because even this line is set at, there it is, now it's at 0.2. But he can get this by just assisting too. So I really feel good about this one. So I'm taking that one. And that's the two I've got now, man.
Great. So yeah, guys, these are the four we're rolling with. I forgot to mention it, but on Kyren Williams, it is just slightly favored to the under on Daily Grind. So just like to always put those disclaimers out there. If you're uncomfortable taking it, just fade it. But I'm going to definitely be rolling this because there's no reason to have this favored to the under, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, these are the four we're rolling with. And we will be coming at you in just a little bit with an All Demons episode. And if you are interested in checking out the tools from Daily Grind that we use for our research, they are offering all of our viewers 25% off of any of their tools. We've partnered up with them. We've really enjoyed using all of their DFS tools. So if you want to check them out, there's a link in the description of the video. And if you put code BACKDOOR in at checkout, they will hook you up with 25% off of any of their tools if you're a first-time user. And if you want to check out our Discord, so you can, sorry, I had a little notification pop up. If you're interested in checking out our Discord, we hang out in there. We were in there all day today, just, talking plays and going over different props we like with the community. It's a fun, positive community. So if you're interested in checking that out, there's a link in the description of the video for that as well. Other than that, we hope you guys have a great Sunday, and we will catch you in just a little bit in the All Demons episode.
Good luck, guys.